I'm too tired to do the intro. Just kidding. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing as good as ever. And today, I wanted to talk about something that really annoys me, which is today's culture and society. Society, but man, it annoys me, okay? So, a lot of boomers and millennials and people in whatever older age range, they're always talking about the youth, that they don't go outside, that they don't talk to each other, they're always on their damn phones, and they have no social skills, and they're all depressed and anxious. And that is true, although saying all is a fallacy, but a lot of teenagers nowadays are more anxious and depressed than teenagers before. Part of it might be because psychology wasn't as developed back then, and not just psychology, but mental health awareness and such things. It wasn't as talked about as it is now, and more people are realizing that they might have depression or anxiety. Phones, it is true that they are hurting people's ability to communicate with each other. They're also dumbing people down. You know, the closer the future gets, the dumber we get. And, yeah, but that's not exactly what I want to talk about. It's more of the social part of people not communicating. Specifically, very specifically, this is very specific, malls. Whatever happened to just going to malls with your friends to just hang out there and walk around, not necessarily shop or eat something? I mean, you could go out and eat at a mall, but whatever happened to just going to malls? A lot of malls, or just like big plazas with shops, are being closed down. You know, there's a plaza kind of near where I live, and all it has is a couple of food places open and a movie theater and some clothes shops, and like half of the other stores, they're all closed because nobody goes to malls anymore, because people shop online. And I feel like that's not just a Gen Z problem that they're not going to malls anymore. There's just nothing at malls. There's no reason to go to malls because things are closed down. And you know, I kind of like walking around a mall that is empty and there's not a lot of people, so you can just like fool around and do whatever you want. It's kind of silly and joyous and joyful. You can have fun at an empty mall, but is that really that fun? Just an empty liminal space, a void of tiles and barred windows. Yeah, it's no fun at all. So, around the time that malls stopped being as popular, I think Gen Z were only youngsters, and now the only people that go to malls really are old people, I feel like, at least in my area. Maybe I just live in a very small town and there's not a lot of people wanting to go to places such as malls. I wonder how many times I'm gonna say the word mall or malls in this video. Somebody keep a counter. So it's all the older people going to malls, and I mean like older, because usually these people don't use their phones to shop, because a lot of people, and I'm including millennials, who used to hang around malls a lot when they were the age of Gen Z. And I'm not speaking from experience or anything, because I am a young Zoomer and I don't really know what it was like back in the day. But I'm just saying things that I feel are true. And I feel that millennials and Gen Xers, or whatever you want to call them, they stopped going to malls and they started ordering clothes online or just shopping online, and ordering food also online, DoorDash and things like that, because they actually have the ability to shop. And until a few years ago, Gen Z people couldn't really do that because they're too young. And because they are too young to go anywhere really, they also would want their parents to shop online or go with their parents. But since their parents also shop online. They can't go anywhere to get clothes. And of course, I don't think buying clothes in person will ever be out of style, because you need to know what the fabric feels like and if it looks good on you, so you know if you should buy it or not. But still, a lot of things are being ordered online now. If it doesn't fit you, you can always just return it, right? So the need to go to a physical store to buy clothes or food or anything really is gone now. You don't need physical places anymore to shop. Malls weren't just for shopping and buying things. They were also places of a, community. There's always tons of people there. People would hang out there, just go walk around with their friends, chatting, not necessarily doing anything, just hanging out. Now, with the antisocial age that has dawned upon us, people don't do that anymore. Last time I went to a mall was several months ago, I fear. I don't even remember when that was. I've been to Goodwill several times, because Goodwill is everywhere, and it's probably not gonna go out of style. Well, not necessarily style, but it's old clothes being passed down to others, and it's fairly cheap. I don't think Goodwill will close down anytime soon, but malls are dying one by one. I don't know how it is in your area and if you ever go to malls, but a lot of you, if you do or did, probably realize that a lot of them are being shut down, unfortunately. And I think that's a problem, because once this is gone, that I'm talking about, that's gone completely, or that it's so rare that we can't find it anywhere nearby, we will give up looking for places to hang out, and life will completely go into, social media. Social will always be paired with media, because there's no social life outside of media. And, this kind of sounds dystopian. I don't like using that word, because when I think of dystopian, I think of like Cyberpunk 77 or something like that. Something like very dark and corrupt. Not necessarily just people not going to malls anymore, but from a certain perspective, yes, it is kind of dystopian that people aren't hanging out anymore. Nowadays, in a place like where I live, it's not a big city, and the closest place that you could hang out at is a gas station. And I mean, what can you do at a gas station? You can get a drink, get nasty sushi. You can sit there, and this kind of sounds boring, but it's not really the place or what it has, or how beautiful it is, how much atmosphere it has. Atmosphere, I mean how aesthetically pleasing it might be. It's the conversations you have at that place. It's the memories you create. That's what makes it so special. You're not gonna come to a gas station and be like, whoa, this is it. This is the crap. It's beautiful. No, that's not gonna happen unless you've been to that gas station a lot with your friends, and you've talked there, and you had some silly moments happen at that place, and that's how you're gonna have emotional ties to it. Otherwise, it's not gonna be interesting to you. And I think malls kind of have that same. You can kind of take that logic of gas stations, which are very easy to find, and apply it to malls that they're not like super special or anything until you make memories there. You're not just gonna go to a mall alone and just hang around and sit there. It's gonna be boring. But if you go there with your friends, you're gonna have a good time, hopefully, if your friends are good, and you're gonna make good memories. So why did that disappear? We know why, because of all the things I was talking about earlier. Social media and people just losing the need to go outside and touch grass. But that answers more of the how, not the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we not taking action? I want to urge you to, if you have friends, if you don't, I'm very sorry. But if you have friends, go to a mall with them. Make them go to a mall. It doesn't have to be a mall. It can be, as I said, a gas station or a park or literally anywhere. It could be your house. Could be your friend's house. Go and hang out with them face to face so you can actually see them. You can see their smile. You can see their emotions and how they react to things you say. You can hear their laugh. And it's easier to connect that way. And I know not everyone is just completely in their own shell, just never going outside, never talking to anybody, just texting on their phone, or not texting on their phone, just playing games at home. But a lot of people do have this tendency to not want to socialize. And the more people do that, the more apart we grow. And then we have no community. And what is the purpose of anything then if we don't have each other? So, if you don't have friends, go to a mall and find some people, find a way to talk to them. Go to church. Church is a good way to find friends. That's how I found my friends that I have now, or school friends. If you have graduated and don't go to school anymore, can't find friends, you can probably drink. So go to a bar and find friends there. Actually, maybe a bar is not the best place to find friends. Don't go to a bar. Go to a park or any place. Go bowling. Go, I don't know. Go get gas at a gas station. Make friends with the person at the cash register. Smile at them. Tell them something nice. And socialize. That's all I have to say. Ever Bearkins, over and out.